I didn't mention in the introduction, you co-host a podcast called what is it called?
Ter-
Derms on Drugs.
Terms on drugs, and so it's my and so and after hearing all of that, somebody might think, "Man, this guy is anti-pharmaceutical." I am not anti-pharmaceutical at all. Like I think that the medications that pharma develops, especially the modern medications, are unbelievably good, but they're one tool, and they are for after you're sick, right? It is the what do we do so we don't get sick to begin with. So I'm very pro pharma. So our podcast, Derms on Drugs, it's targeted at dermatology. It's entertaining. It's me and two of my best friends from residency. We've been best friends for 25 years. It's set up like a sports podcast where we're making fun of each other, but instead of talking about a game, we're talking about this study. So this week this study came out that sucked. They did this. They should have done that differently. But we did learn this. And so it's fun. But if you're not a dermatology professional, probably the vast majority of it, you're going to be like, what the hell are they talking about?
Okay. So I brought up the podcast to say that I have listened to a few episodes. I love it. I am one of those people. I'm one of those people that you guys are talking about skin conditions. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I have no idea what is going on here. But what I really love and appreciated and wanted to bring up is you guys talk the way that people in my nutrition space talk about things. You say, this is what this study does. This is what it looked at. This is what it could tell us. This is what it can't tell us. This is what we think about it. Like if you're in the nutrition space for long enough, you see all these nonsense epidemiological studies coming out. The meat is bad. Okay, well, what does that say? And I
Yeah.
recognize in the way that you talk about it, like one of your recent episodes, you were talking about the difference between absolute risk and relative risk. It's
Yeah.
something. It's a trickery that people in the
Oh.
pharmaceutical world do to say, oh, statins
Oh.
reduced your mortality
Yeah.
by 33%. Well, it's maybe only 5 people to 4 people was able to
Yeah.
do that. I just wanted to bring that up to say you guys are
Yeah.
so careful about it. I love the way you're talking about all this stuff.
Oh, and the relative risk versus absolute risk. The best. I love analogies. Like analogies bring so much information with them. My favorite analogy for relative risk versus absolute risk is, oh my God, do you know if you buy 5 Powerball tickets, your risk of winning the Powerball goes up by 500%. Oh my God, I'm going to go buy, no, your risk went from 1 in a billion to 1 in 200 million. But like relative risk sounds great. Absolute risk, no, you're still not going to win the Powerball. And that's how medicine is so much about it. The medical journal articles are so much about people trying to find the right. Ooh, if we say it that way, here's what we want to say. Like they go into everything with here's what we want to say. Here's the data that we have. How can we make it sound like that data says whether it says it or not, we don't care. We just want to make it sound like that. And it's and you have to really, and you've done enough of looking at because the nutrition literature would be exactly the same way. You start to see the tricks, and you start to see then, and even most 9 out of 10 doctors don't understand all of this because, right. So I do clinical trials with the pharmaceutical company. So I'm looking at like their data analysis plan and and it's only been in the last 10 years of my career of doing that stuff that I've learned how to do what you learned how to do by looking at the literature. It's hard to figure out. You have to come at it. It's almost like you almost have to act like a conspiracy theorist, but like, it's because the only way you're critical enough, because it's also hard to not get into the like I don't believe anything they say. Like it's keeping that honest like criticism, critical thinking, right, is the right term.
Yep, I love that. I want to get back to sunlight here in a minute.
Yeah.
Before I do, I just want to leave this here as like an anecdote. So I've been on a carnivore diet for 7 years now. Very, very little plant matter, and certainly like no vegetables, no fiber, none of that stuff. I've also become a coach in carnivore, so I've been coaching people on carnivore for the last 6 years since the pandemic. I've now worked with hundreds of people who have wanted to do some form of a low carbohydrate, ketogenic, or carnivore diet, and I've helped them to be able to do that for various different reasons. One of the things that is so ubiquitous It's in my expected kind of file of what I know somebody might experience when they go on a carnivore diet. First of all, a lot of people clear up skin conditions. We can talk about that a little bit later, like rosacea and eczema and all the
Yeah.
things that you deal with. But also, one thing very consistently, everybody says, I don't get a sunburn anymore. Now, whether that's because you're eating certain foods that support skin health, or whether you're just eliminating all the processed crap and seed oils and whatever might be interacting with the sun in a poor
Yeah.
way on the skin. It's just something anecdotal where, again, I just expect somebody to tell me that because so many people have at this point.
And I've heard the same thing, and it is, I would describe it as completely plausible. So we actually have a list of known dietary supplements that if you consume more of this, your risk of sunburn goes down significantly. It's called MED in the derm literature, minimum erythema dose. So how much ultraviolet light it takes to make your skin turn red, i.e., get a little bit of a burn. Diet plays a huge role in it. Now, I've not seen any actual studies about carnivore diet and MED, but the concept. So I fully believe you is the way that I would say it. Because right, what the hell reason do you have to be like, oh, it protects you from, like, who the hell? Nobody's going to go on the carnivore diet because it protects you from sunburns. But experience matters, right? Experience matters. It is totally plausible, and I believe it. I believe it.
Got it. It's one of the like maybe 20 just weird things that somebody will just randomly tell me. They don't notice it until they look back and go, oh yeah, I was just out in the sun all day yesterday and I didn't get a burn. What? Oh, my athlete's foot kind of went away, or my joint pain
Yeah.
kind of went away. That was weird. Like, I don't burp anymore. Anyway, I just wanted to leave that there. I thought it was interesting. Again, that's just purely anecdote.
Yeah.